Oh,
We're live now.
okay. Don't worry, I can. When I ask you to look up the Bitcoin Shorty TF, it's pissed. Might seem happy, but I'm not happy. What is going on, crypto fam? Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I am your favorite co-host, David, and we are coming at you live from our studio here in super hot city, Las Vegas, Nevada, with our weekdaily 10:30 a.m., sometimes 10:33 a.m. live show. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer, nothing that's said on this channel should be taken as any sort of financial advice. So please, as always, do your own research. With that out of the way, I want to introduce you to the man, the thief who stole my mic stand. Big Rob, what's up?
Well, you know, you got my light over there. You got my blue light.
Put
it on. Put it on, David. Look at that. Look at that.
You jacked my mic stand, and I got a flimsy
Your
ass
vanilla ass over here needed a little bit of color, bro. And so we had to give you that blue light.
Says the guy who is whiter than I am.
No, I might be whiter on the outside, but you are about as about as gringo as it comes, through and through, baby. Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here's Sin City Crypto. We don't just do live videos, we also do other videos. Shorter ones. Watch them. Thank you. Also, if you liked the video, question. How many likes we got? I don't have my analytics pulled up. Whatever, however many likes we got, we ain't got enough, right?
Only 8.
We only got 8 likes?
We got 15 people watching.
Stop it.
Enough.
So there's 7 people that haven't liked it.
There's a disparity.
Hey, there's a glitch in the matrix. We just did we just had a consensus on the algorithm.
What?
Doing verifying the blockchain, you know?
Yeah.
Verifying the likes.
Yeah, Chainlink came in and, Chainlink, the one you said doesn't do anything.
All right. Now, also, if you're not subscribed, if you're watching this after the fact, because I think everybody here is subscribed. Brothers, subscribe. We got good stuff here. All right. Roll call. Mark first in the chat. Tox, Brokey Yoshi. Then we got Nordy and Big Chili Willie. We got Chusei. Why You Loud Gang?
What you say?
And then we got R.A. Daniel and Mervin, AZ Chris, my homie Destroyer, Sean up in here, bro. You know, it's always a good day when Sean's in here.
I like
bro.
when Sean's here. He brings the comedy. He's a funny dude.
And then, yeah, AZ Chris, I think. I don't know if I said your name.
What you say? You get it? You say? What you say? Yeah.
Where's DFib at? That's what I want to know. I haven't seen DFib
playing
in a
Call of
while.
Duty. He's waiting for you still. He said he's been waiting for a couple weeks now.
So,
how
you feeling?
I'm feeling good. So, besides the mic situation, I'm feeling pretty good. We went and spent some more money yesterday. That was exciting. We got Robin a new desk.
Salvatore.
We got myself a new desk.
Yeah, pull up the studio cam. So we got a standing
Spot the
desk.
differences, guys. Spot the differences, even though I just told you.
Look, I got one of these, look at this thing.
Damn. He had us out 1 ETH for that desk.
That thing. Look at that. How high can I go? Here, put it on me. Hello. Hello.
Where are you going?
Come back.
This
was completely unnecessary to purchase this. It was just badass, bro.
Yeah,
we were looking at it like, do we need to buy this? And I'm like, no, not really. Let's get it. And so, anyways, so,
oh man,
Tyrone up in here. Tyrone says, CNN says President Biden craps in Kamala's office and blames his dog.
You know, he's always putting some CNN stuff on there.
You know, that's do you think that's a real story, or is it possibly a fake news?
No, it's fake news.
What?
Tyrone, we're gonna call you CNN from now on.
Speaking of CNN, man, the traditional markets are straight in the tank, bro.
Nasdaq's down big. I saw that.
Dude, yeah, but Bitcoin's still holding right at the same level. So you know where I'm going with this, right? It won't be long before we see the $19,000 Bitcoin. I'd say by the end of the day.
I don't think so.
No.
We're actually
we're already barely holding support, and with that said, barely holding support. Big pullback in traditional markets. The traditional markets had been kind of holding steady for a little bit, and so they are down. And so I think Bitcoin.
There's a lot of speculation around the July 6th ruling from the SEC when it comes to Grayscale's conversion to a spot ETF. So I don't know. I think we're seeing low volume. I think people might be waiting to kind of maybe get some inklings of information as to which way the decision is going to go. People are holding, and you know, if we start seeing a dump, then we know that people probably heard rumors they're going to get declined, or it's going to get shut down again. Or if we see it creep back up, probably means it's going to get passed. What do you think, Rob? Do you think it's going to get passed? Spot ETF conversion?
I hope so. Now, well, here's the thing: will it get passed now? I mean, can they delay it? Because if delaying it is on the table, that's my final answer.
Let's say delaying is not on the table.
If delaying is not on the table, I would say they pass it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's option A, B, C: pass, deny, delay. Delay is definitely at the top of the list. Yeah.
Do you think Gensler coming out, what was it, yesterday, 2 days ago, and saying, I feel comfortable saying Bitcoin's the only...
I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. You're putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
You think...
And he did the same thing with the futures ETF.
Yep.
So Gary Gensler went out and said, hey, you know, we're not really comfortable passing a spot Bitcoin ETF right now. However, we do think there's some promise with the futures ETF. And the reason being that he went that direction was because it's not tied to the physical price of Bitcoin. And because it's not tied to the physical price of Bitcoin, it doesn't affect the volatility. You're basically just trading on a arbitrage number that's displayed in front of you.
Right. But now that he come out and straight up said, I feel comfortable saying Bitcoin's
same move. So dude literally came out so when is it, about 2 weeks from now, right?
No, July 6th.
A week and a half. Yeah,
9 days.
Anyway, 9 days away. So it's 10 days away yesterday.
Days.
So yeah, it was a week and a half. And so
8 days is a week.
No, I'm saying if today is 9 days.
28th.
Today's 9 days away.
29, 30 plus 6.
That's 8 days.
That's 8 days.
And then he said that yesterday. So add another day. 9.
That's 9 days. It's a week and 2 days, not quite a week and a half.
Whatever.
Anyways, we're playing semantics here.
Let's get into it, right?
Let's do it.
All right. So pulling up the charts here, we got Bitcoin sitting at $20,650.12. And as I mentioned, do forecast that we're gonna be testing this $19,000 range. Even if we don't dip under 20,000, we're gonna be testing it, right?
Yeah.
I think with the market taking a downturn, with the crypto fear and greed index indicating that there's a little bit more uncertainty as it was yesterday than the day before. We are at 10. Probably will dip under 10 if we go under 20,000 for sure. And so I could see a scenario where we're either testing 20,200, something like that, or bouncing kind of there, or just straight up dipping down. Now, here's a question, David. If we go to
19.5.
Let's just say, do you think we come back over 20K?
Give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you right now.
You gonna pull up the bear flag? In case you didn't see their thumbnail, with a flag with a bear on it.
Yeah. So Bitcoin and ETH both. Bitcoin and ETH. We're gonna talk about that during the market analysis, but. Actually, 19.5 is where I think it'll land if it follows the pattern. But and I don't want to talk about now what I'm going to talk about during the market analysis, but it could change. So I think it's 50-50 right now. Typically, these patterns break 75 to 80% the way they're supposed to, but we have the anomaly in the spot ETF decision, so that can have an effect on it. So we'll see. We'll talk about that.
That's not until next week.
I know, but people start pricing stuff in early, and if you start getting rumors and stuff like that, it could change the trajectory of the pattern.
I don't think any of the rumors will start till Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Monday next week.
We'll see, man. I feel like Gary Gensler's got a big family. He's got a
big
family. He might tell his cousin's sister or something, and the sister or something. You know what I'm saying?
Gary Gensler's sister or something. If you got some inside information, you'd like to join us on the show, we'd be glad to cater for you.
Cousin sister, not sister.
Cousin sister. Okay. Is that
God?
Yeah, where are you from? Virginia?
Yeah.
Cousin sister wife.
That's my sister wife. All right. Anyways.
All right. Back at it. Ethereum, $1,181.56. And then we have what are the big movers for today? What do you know? Terra Luna Classic USD, also known as USTC, is up 18%. It is at a total price of 4 cents. You buying, David?
4 cents for... Shut the hell up, bro. You're an idiot.
1 inch is up quite significantly as well.
Don't talk about yourself like that, Robin.
ApeCoin's up too.
Moby Sage, welcome in. He said, when is the next Fed meeting? It is July 26th through the 27th.
I have the little calendar here.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the calendar. July 27th. And then they take a well-deserved break.
Well-deserved.
And they'll be
Where
back
do you
in
think
September.
Jay Powell's going? Disney World?
I don't know.
He might be going to Zion and then...
Why would Jay Powell go to Zion?
I don't know. But Robin, pump the brakes, kid. We got a new crypto fan member in the chat.
All right. Hanya. Hola. Welcome. Sin City Crypto. That didn't say it right, huh?
That's a tricky one. I'll give you a pass on that one. I would have said Hania. You know, I watched that movie, Lion King. Real quick, guys, real quick, okay? We're in entertainment focus. Robin, did you like the original Lion King or the remake with like the CGI lions?
Oh, bro, you got to go original. All
Original,
day,
me
man.
too. What do you guys
day.
think, Crypto Fam? Did you guys like the OG Lion King, the cartoon style, or did you like the more realistic, futuristic CGI Lion King that came out a couple years ago? Let us know what you think. Put OG for original, put CGI for the other one.
So, taking a look at traditional markets. As we mentioned, NASDAQ down over 2%. So, big loss today in the tech side of Wall Street. And if you're new, like Hania, and I know Sage I think he was on our night stream one time.
He was. He or she, Hania, said you got it right the first time.
Oh.
That is a first.
That is a first.
Rocco, round of applause, please.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a lot of difficulties on
There you go. All right.
I don't even hear the round of applause.
I'll do the round of applause. It's all good.
Oh, and we got somebody else.
Arlane. He's been here. I think Arlane's been here before. Either way, Robin, give my man
Arlane.
Hola.
Hola! Okay, let's get to the show. Let's
All
get
right,
this thing
let's
going,
go,
man.
let's
This
go.
thing is
All right.
rolling at
Rolling.
it's as slow as Bitcoin's
Mumbling
freaking
and
consensus.
tumbling. The mumble wimble
All right.
upgrades. Here.
So basically, where we're at from a year, we're just trending down heavily. And so taking a look at the last 5 days this is the NASDAQ, by the way. So we were making some good progress here in Wall Street, NASDAQ in particular.
Is the 5-day, Rob?
This is the 5-day, yes. And so little downturn there. But, you know, when you zoom out, you look at the 3-month or even the year to date, you can see here that this is a recession. Nobody wants to agree it's a recession, but this is what it is. And the question is when the hell are we going to get out of this thing? That's the thing. You know, I was thinking, if we're in a recession, Do you see Bitcoin pumping out of a recession at all?
You know what, man?
I mean, I'm not talking about a relief rally. I'm talking about like against the grain, razor bumps. What do you think?
Okay. So I think outside the box a lot. So, some people say conspiracy, whatever. Okay. So Bitcoin has an infinite supply, right? So you don't have to worry about more of it coming into market or a stock split or whatever the case may be. What if these large investors see that as an opportunity, right? Hey, we dump $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 billion into Bitcoin. We get the sentiment up. If we get this ETF passed, people will FOMO in because now they're pulling money out of equities. They can't put it in bonds. Real estate is down. Cash is losing its purchasing power through inflation. What if they're like, yo, Bitcoin is it? We're dumping, if Apple comes out and dumps $2 billion in Bitcoin, if Microsoft comes out, or if you have a big hedge fund or you have a big time investor do that, FOMO is going to start kicking right back in. And so the money people had set aside maybe for, gold or anything else might go into Bitcoin. And now they're like, all right, well, we just made a quick 30, 40% during a recession. We're good. I could see that playing out. Can you see that playing out?
I mean, you make a good point. I hear you on that.
So that's the thing that is so intriguing. And some people get scared. I'm not scared because I don't believe Bitcoin's going to zero. But what's so intriguing is we have never had Bitcoin in a macro climate like we have now. So we don't know how it's going to react. It could be a great thing, as in it'll completely break off and diverge from trading alongside equities and, bonds or not bonds, but equities essentially on risk on assets, to doing its own thing and completely decoupling. Or it can go the opposite way and tank with everything, but it's not going to zero. So it's very intriguing to watch. And being in the thick of it is
this is my take on it.
What's your take?
And so we are in a recession, and I don't see Bitcoin coming out of it. I just don't think there's enough retail.
Wait, what?
I don't see Bitcoin coming out of the recession.
You might want to reword that.
What do you mean?
You don't see it coming out of it?
No, I'm not saying it's going to zero. I'm just saying that it's not going to reverse trend in comparison to.
So it's not going to decouple during a recession.
No, not going to decouple.
All right, yeah. Your wording was terrible there. Some might have thought
Bitcoin's
you were
going to zero, guys. Newsflash.
All right, cancel the show. Let's return everything.
We're going to switch over to puppy videos. And no, so I don't see us coming out of I don't see us coming in a different direction than the trend of the macro environment, at least as of right now. I was watching some other content creators, and they were like, well, Bitcoin's not really, as of lately hasn't been correlated to stock market and NASDAQ in particular. They're like, hasn't been correlated to NASDAQ. This is literally what content creators were telling me today. Remember that guy I showed you today? Anyways.
Oh,
yeah.
Long everything.
Yeah.
Even if you're crashing, just long it.
Anyways, they were saying that Bitcoin is not correlated to the NASDAQ. Pull up my chart. All right, let's just see if I can.
Probably, I can just plot both lines on the chart for you, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
This is a lot funner.
Okay.
So anyways, take a look at this. Yeah, this is definitely not professional.
The fun
but you see
part
what I'm doing here, right?
The fun part is watching you struggle with it. That's fun.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who says they're not correlated right now is either taking some good stuff or I don't know.
So here's the thing, man. I get it. It doesn't move one for one. If NASDAQ goes up 2%, Bitcoin doesn't go up exactly 2%. But here's the thing. When you get big shifts and big movements, when the price of the NASDAQ, when the price of the S&P 500, the U.S. economy moves in a certain direction, so does all global markets. All global markets. So does the European markets, the Asian markets. They all follow the same trend. Is the European markets pumping right now? No. Are commodities pumping? No. Are risk stocks pumping? No. Everything's going down. And so is Bitcoin. So I don't understand why these people that are in crypto are freaking delusional, bro. They think that like all of a sudden you got to think like just all this retail. How much money is in Bitcoin? Like honestly, and I'm a Bitcoin bull, man. I think it's the best crypto out there. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, but I think out of all the options, it's your safest play. It's gonna have nothing but guaranteed returns over time. And so, you know, you only have $55 billion in volume. You have whales in Wall Street that are buying and selling $55 billion at a time. And so this is easily manipulated by Wall Street and heavily invested by investors that have diversification in Wall Street, and they also have diversification in crypto. And if they're taking L's in Wall Street,
riskification? Because I kind of like that word.
Did I say riskification?
You did. I like that word.
Anyway.
You meant
Diversification.
But you know what? From now on, riskification.
Riskification.
That is a new word.
Out of control. So this is the thing. If you have, okay, let's just say you have 3 altcoins. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we'll say Terra Luna. Okay, you took an L on Terra Luna. Now, let's say you wiped out a quarter of your portfolio. Are you FOMOing into anything right now? You lost a quarter of your portfolio in Terra Luna.
You're crying.
Yeah, it's the same in Wall Street. Everything's down. All your Tesla stock is down. All your everything is down. So you're not sitting on a surplus of cash to go pump into crypto market.
And here's the thing you got to remember. Amazon just did a 20-to-1 stock split. Now, think about why a company would do a stock split, right? You have a company that's trading at $2,200 a share. Why would you decrease the amount of money in your, like the price of your share? You're trying to raise more money. That's where my first thought goes. But before we move on from the NASDAQ, I want to show you guys a pattern I found. Okay, Rocco, pull up my laptop.
Breaking pattern.
No, talk
Make sure you talk about the bear flag too, because it's on a thumbnail.
Yeah, well, that's in the market now. So this is the NASDAQ, okay? So this is this is a descending wedge. This started in January of this year and completed in March, okay? And so we saw a descending channel, and then we broke to the upside. And the way you figure out how it's going to break is you measure right in the center, so about 9.6%. And if we measure the move to the upside from the top of this channel, we had close to 9%. Well, guess what? That's literally the pattern we're in now. Now, this took, how long did this take to play out? Let me measure this real quick. This took about 60 days. So this took 2 months to play out. And currently, right now, we are at 41 days. So another 19 days. But if we measure the move from the center here, right, the center of this channel, we're looking at an 11% increase. And if we project this upper channel to go down, hold on one second. If we project this upper channel to go a little farther down, right? And I'm not saying it's gonna have to take 60 days. It could take less. But if we take this channel and we go 11% to the upside, you're looking at a $12,500 NASDAQ. So again, it's TA. It's not 100%, but just something interesting. So might see a nice little relief rally in the NASDAQ, which if we all agree that it is correlated to the movement and price of Bitcoin, or vice versa, Bitcoin's correlated to the price of NASDAQ, we should see a pump in Bitcoin too. So wanted to show that real quick. Go ahead, Robin.
So getting back into the recession talk here, I got an article pulled up. We got ARK Invest. Kathy Wood says the U.S. is already in a recession. So I don't understand why everybody else doesn't have this consensus, right?
I think the smart people do. The people that work for government.
Battery running low.
Because your laptop's not plugged in.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you, bro.
So anyways, taking a look here, we got the...
This is the ARK Invest article, right?
Yes. So at the top, you have first line here. Sorry, I lost track. And we think we're in a recession. So this is what Kathy Wood's saying. We think it's a problem out there. We think the big problem out there is inventories. The increase of which we've never seen this large in my career.
She's talking about the fact that the supply caught up, but now the demand is getting down. And so something interesting that we found out about Target is we talked about, Rob, you talked about Target a week ago, last week, right?
Yeah, they're sitting on a surplus of inventory.
They are,
as well.
and guess what? There's speculation that they're going to be changing their return policy because they're so backed up on inventory that, hey, we're backed up on inventory. We can't sell what we have, and then you guys are going to start bringing everything back. It's like a mountain that grows.
Also, she said we were wrong about on one thing, is that inflation is being sustained as it has been. Supply chain. Basically, she's pointing at the supply chain for this inflation thing. I think it is a contributing factor to inflation because the supply chain has put a strain on goods available, which has created in the free market a price competition. Like, hey, you know what? I mean, you want this car and you can't buy it, you can't find one. I'll just charge you more for it. So
and it's just basic economics.
So that's a contributing factor. But let's not fool ourselves here. We increased our money supply by over 35% in 2 years. Let that sink in. What would happen to the price of Bitcoin if it went from 17 million to what's 35% of that? Like 28 million, something like that?
No.
27 million? I don't know. Whatever the price is. Just imagine increasing the supply by 35%. And see what happens to the
price.
The price. And unfortunately, we haven't really started getting paid more unless you're a car salesman. You work in maybe a restaurant or something in the tipping industry because the prices of the menu items have generally gone up across the country.
Or if you're a CEO.
Or if you're a CEO, yes.
The CEOs never take pay cuts.
They just take less bonuses.
Right.
They're like, you know what? Bonus this year
that could be argued, my friend. That could be argued.
Also, home prices, the increase in home prices slowed down for the first time in months. So
that's on a national stage, right?
Yeah. So pull this up real quick, Rockham. And so looking at the home prices, we're up 20% year over year. Now you would say like, wow, the housing market's doing great. We're up 20% year over year. However, this is the lowest increase it's been in months. And so a year ago today is kind of when the housing thing really kicked off. I mean, I know housing prices have been going up ever since the beginning of the pandemic, but remember, a year ago is really when the supply chain. That's when remember the cargo ship went sideways in the
Panama Canal, Suez Canal. Dude, you might not think that was a huge deal.
That kicked it off, bro.
Dude,
we were already kind of struggling with supply chain, and then that was like
that's like seeing someone on fire and then pouring more gasoline.
No, that's like when you're in like second quarter of a football game, right? And
Uncle Rico checks
you're
in.
already down by 2 touchdowns,
Uncle
right?
Rico checks in.
You're already down by 2 touchdowns. You're losing the game, and then your quarterback goes down. You're like, oh, we were already in a bad spot, and now the QB is out with a broken leg.
Didn't that happen to Derek Carr?
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of real estate, we do have one of the top real estate brokerage founders coming on the show tomorrow to talk about real estate. So if you have any real estate questions, throw them in the chat.
That's right. Okay. Where's all the people at, man? We got 30 people in here today?
They start trickling in later. We talked about this yesterday.
You don't like the show?
Hey, there was a video, BlackRock. Did you pull that one up? The BlackRock video?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull it up.
That was a good one. It was 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, by the way.
So, taking a look here. I'm going to let this ad play real quick, and I'll pull it up. We got any sound on this thing?
No.
No sound, huh?
No.
Okay.
Let me try mine. No? Okay. All right. We'll show it to you guys tomorrow. It's not time sensitive or anything, but it's just an interesting take on inflation, how we're supposed to get out of it, and all the fun stuff. But anyways, go ahead, Robin.
Well, that's all I got, man.
That's all you got.
That's all I got for traditional and all that good stuff. So,
Okay. All right. Let's roll right into our hot take.
It's hot.
All right, our hot take is going to be this, okay? So I'm going to pull up an article to give you some context, okay? So Grayscale is encouraged by SEC rulings ahead of its ETF decision. We remain, and this is a quote from Michael Sonnenschein, who is the CEO of Grayscale, we remain encouraged by the SEC's actions over the past 8 months, which have signaled an increased recognition of and comfort with the maturity of the underlying Bitcoin market. Roughly 11,400 comment letters surrounding the conversion have been submitted to the SEC since November. More than 99% of them have been in support of the application. So here's our hot take. If it gets passed, what do you think? How will the markets react? What do you think the markets will do? Robin, would you like to go first?
take it away.
You want me to take it away? All
Take
right.
it away.
So I think leading up to, okay, because you can't tell me that these people in high places don't also know other people in high places that are connected with people in other high places that know what's going on.
What?
A lot of
high
hype.
places are you talking about?
All I'm trying to say is stuff leaks out, right? People hear things. And so leading up to July 6th, I think we're going to see a dump or a rally in Bitcoin. And that should tell us where we're expected to go. Just like the FOMC meeting, on Monday, the markets tanked. And then Wednesday, they bumped it up to 75 basis points. I think we're going to see the same thing. So to begin, leading up to July 6th, we're either going to see a small rally or a small dip. And then if it gets approved, I think FOMO is going to kick in. And then people who bought their Bitcoin, especially institutions, especially whales, at 17, 18,000, once it gets close to that 30K, which is where I think it can go, they're going to dump. They're going to dump. They're going to take their money as retail investors continue to come in. I don't think, now Kevin O'Leary seems to think that as soon as this ETF gets passed, institutions are going to, overnight, $1 trillion. I don't see that happening. I mean, large hedge funds, VC firms, they have other investors. They have shareholders if they're a publicly traded company. You can't just dump money into a market, $1 trillion overnight, without talking about it with your board and so on and so forth. So I think people are going to assume that, oh my God, a spot ETF is Bitcoin's legit. It's going to pump up to about 28 to 30K. Whales are going to dump. Price is going to come back down to not the lower 20s, but anywhere between 22 and 25. And depending on what these large investment firms do, whether they take that as a sign of, all right, regulation is here. We don't have to worry about the SEC trying to shut Bitcoin down, blah, 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 blah. At that point, that could kick off our a new, I'm not saying a bull market, but a 2 to 4 month bull run where we can see Bitcoin get over 50 grand again. I could see that happening. Robin, what are your thoughts?
If it passes, I don't see anything negative coming out of that.
You don't think there's going to be a big dump off? So the whales that accumulated at 18 grand, if it gets up to 28, you don't think they're going to sell?
I mean, here's the thing. People are going to sell. I just think the buy pressure on the other side is going to be too immense. There's going to be too much buy pressure. And you have a ton of people in Wall Street right now that are looking for something to park their money in, some safe haven to the downwards market. And if they see a Bitcoin ETF passing, they're all going to assume the price is going to go up, which it will. And when the price goes up, you're looking at all these Wall Street investors are like, yo, this is going to be a good idea. You know what? I've been taking losses. Let me move some money over there. And then, boom, catch the wave, baby. Surf that thing on in. Now, will it pull back? Of course. Nothing goes up forever. But if that thing passes, whatever we go into the weekend at, We ain't gonna see that again for at least 2 months.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Okay, so we know when a company gets approval for a spot ETF, they have to hold X amount of Bitcoin versus however much of the shares are selling, right? So being that Grayscale is the largest holder of Bitcoin, over 600,000, naturally they're just going to convert that whole ETF into a spot, right? Which means they wouldn't have to go out and buy more Bitcoin, which wouldn't create that buying pressure. Will that have any effect on the movement of the price in the short term?
No, because this is all custodial wallets they have on the side. So their conversion doesn't do anything. And even them buying it, they're going to buy it over the counter anyways. So they're just going to take supply. And right now, I feel like the exchanges are probably, because of all the miners selling, are probably sitting on a lot more Bitcoin, at least more than they were a few months ago. And so will it cause a supply shock? Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how much was the volume in the first 48 hours for the futures? It was like $2 billion, right?
That was a lot.
Yeah. So I could see a situation where it causes a supply shock short term and perhaps take some Bitcoin out of the exchanges and maybe pumps the price that way. I think more cause and effect would be the news coming out, people becoming bullish on just straight up the news and then going out and buying Bitcoin. And then basically you're going to get way more buy orders than you would sell order in the exchanges, turn elevating the price. I think that's more likely of an outcome than Grayscale physically pumping up the price. Now, you do have to count for investors that own the Bitcoin trust, that bought it at a discount, that are expecting this to pass, and when it does pass, they're going to take profits. I think that strategy is real, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Man, I'm feeling really good. I feel like this thing is going to pump up, man.
And with Gary, what he said about Bitcoin being a commodity, I mean, we'll see. Well, now here's another question.
Yep.
How many if Grayscale gets passed, how many more are we going to see?
Okay, so here's a couple things. Let's just iron this out.
All right.
First, you're gonna get, okay, let's just say hypothetically, we come into Monday, right? Monday pops up. We get an announcement that they're going to pass it, right? And usually it'll come into a form where they'll create a ticker on Wall Street,
right?
Say like BTC ET or something. You know what I mean? Like for your ETF or something, or BTC spot. I don't know. Anyways, they're gonna create a ticker, and then from there, when they create the ticker, there'll already be rumors before that. They'll see the tickers being made. Everybody's going to already assume, hey, it's coming. That's when the price pumps. And then on top of that, it's not going to launch like 3 days. It's going to they have to,
right.
The futures one came out a lot faster because it was just off of speculation on the price. And so here with the spot Bitcoin ETF, it's a whole nother game. And so, maybe they approve it and then it may be a month later. You got to take time to convert all of that over to
Plus,
Bitcoin.
now you're talking.
You got to convert all the trust. Like, I mean,
right.
We're under the assumption they pass it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do. Maybe it does, start trading within 3 or 4 days. That's what happened with the futures.
Well, here's the thing.
However, I doubt it, bro.
I think the majority of the infrastructure is there. We have a couple of interesting one question, one take. So Shizzy said they will allow the spot ETF right before the elections to boost all the markets.
Want to say that again?
They will allow the spot ETF right before the midterm elections to boost all the markets. Can you see? No? That would boost the markets. We agree.
You're talking about like global markets?
No, the U.S. markets, which naturally would boost the global market. No?
You're talking about.
I can see it.
I mean, every single asset at this moment, or every single commodity, all the major ones have dwarf Bitcoin. And so you're talking about something that has $50 billion worth of I mean, Russia exports like $150 billion worth of oil a day, and so you're talking, you're talking about. I mean, the S&P 500 is a $40 trillion, market. Like,
Rob,
I mean, what do we pump up by 10%? If we pump up by 10%, that is an increase of like, what is it, $8 billion?
For what?
Or in the market cap for crypto in general.
Oh, for crypto, that would be
10%
would be, well, let's just
90
call it
billion.
10 billion. Let's just call it 10 billion.
Okay.
Real quick, Rob, we have a new loyal fan of our show, Steven from the UK.
Steven. Hola! Welcome. Sin City Crypto.
Thank you for joining us, Steven.
Used to be a chef for Gordon Ramsay.
He did.
My tie to the UK there.
And then one last thing. Someone had Moby Sage. He said, with the recession, should it be over by the time Bitcoin halves? Robin talks about this all the time.
I think it's lining up perfect for that, man. I think, certain things happen for a reason. Let's say all of a sudden you're single. Probably right around the same time, you ditch your ex. Probably right around the same time you find a new job. You probably got a lot more money and you're feeling hella confident. You're like, things line up for a reason. You'd be like, woo, boy, looking sweet. But no, what I'm saying is that the world works in funny ways. And we've had the halving line up with other economical macro trends.
A timeline.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's lining up perfect, bro. You mean 2023? I don't see us coming out. Is it 2023, right? Or
2024. June 2024.
Okay. So yeah, I see 2023 being down and then us pumping up out of it, late 2023, right before 2024. I think the halving is going to start a little early as far as because every halving, the markets start to rally sooner and sooner.
Yes.
So I think it'll probably come October next year, would be my guess.
And if we're already in a recession, like we've been saying, you could say, well, we've been in it for pretty much this whole year. You could say 6 months, and typically recessions last anywhere between 12 to 18 months. But I do think this time it's going to last longer because the Fed doesn't have the money printer to fall back on, or cutting interest rates and blah, blah, blah.
They could cut interest rates, right before the election. I know that's a trending topic right now.
Right.
And a lot of experts, it's a lot of Wall Street and a lot of economic majors and people and talking heads, they're all in agreement that the likelihood of cutting interest rates because of too fast of a recession, especially right before the midterm elections, I think it's you can't dismiss that idea. I think it's possible, if not likely. Now I don't know. We'll see.
All right, let's move on to our next segment of our show, our talking points. All right. I know we have a couple people says, don't talk Luna. But we did a community vote, and you guys want to be up to date. So we're going to keep you up to date. So Terra Labs had $3.6 billion in stablecoins potentially used for price manipulation, a study shows. Now, potentially, it's a speculation, but there's some meat on the bones. There's some backing up here. Do Kwon's company, Terraform Labs, is facing new allegations, including having enough assets in USDT and UST, so Tether and the Terra stablecoin, to use it in illicit activities. Research has found that Terra Labs had close to $3.6 billion in the two stablecoins. They may have been used for price manipulation or money laundering in centralized and decentralized finance exchanges, according to CoinDesk Korea article. The collapse may have been the result of an inside job. Now, why do I think this is possible? Okay. Why do I think it's possible? Well, here you go. And this is a video we're going to play. And Rocco, we ready?
Let's try it. Let's give it a try.
It's a cycle of life.
All right, so let's turn it up. We work. So let's turn it up a little bit, Rocco, and then we're going to play. Listen to what Do Kwon says, okay? This is Do Kwon talking to a lumberjack. Or I'm kidding, Lumberjack. I don't. This gentleman here. Okay, ready? Pay attention.
It's a cycle of life. You begin from nothing and go back to nothing. And that's exactly where I want to be. So I think Terra is going to be the decentralized money standard across the entire blockchain, across all the blockchains. And I'm excited for Terraform Labs to contribute a significant portion of that early vision, but eventually to go back to nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Excited. It's a cycle of life.
Go
You
back
begin from nothing
to
and go back
nothing.
Okay,
Look
first-
at his face when he says go back to nothing. Look at that face. Tell me that in the face of a man who's guilty.
Let me ask you a question. And you know your boy, he pushed back on everything. I mean, David said he wants a Subway sandwich today, and I ain't feeling a Subway sandwich. I'm gonna be irritated. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm like, don't be bringing that Subway up in here, bro. Anyways, if I'm sitting there with a microphone in my hand, and I'm over here interviewing this dude, and he tell me he gonna create a project that's gonna revolutionize DeFi space, and then go back down to zero and then smile, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro,
The hell did you say?
I'm gonna punch you in the face, bro. like, what kind of foolish ass statement is that, bro? You can't even say that jokingly. And you know what? Dude had a beer in front of him. Pull that picture up. Look at this.
I
He had
just got-
beer and
I
a
just
bag
got
of
rid of it.
donuts right
Hold
there.
on.
First of all, look at this. Look at this, man. He had a beer and a bag of donuts. Look at that. Beer and a bag of donuts,
How do
bro.
you know those are donuts?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I know a donut bag when I
That's
see him.
exactly
So
where
look,
I wanna be.
dude got beer and a bag of donuts, man. He happy, and the truth come out when you eat donuts and drink beer. I'm just saying, bro.
Okay, look at the
And-
other guy's face.
And
Look
this
at the other
dude just
guy's
nodding his
face.
head. And, you know, what was his reply?
Look at their facial expressions when he says it's going to go to nothing. Here you go. He's like, right. He's like, what?
Where's the sound? No sound?
I canceled the sound because we're talking over it.
Okay.
But okay, if you're interviewing someone, it's kind of your job, right? I mean, you're not like, you gotta. I mean, I would have been like, what do you mean go to nothing? Like, that would have been my first question. Like, what do you mean go to nothing? Why would anyone build a company to watch it collapse? That makes no sense. That would be like just off the cuff, no questions written down, just the first thing that pops to my mind. And now, obviously, it got cut short after this, but to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, that question was never posed. That question was never asked. Well, you would have asked something similar, right? Like, how do you not? How do you not say, yo, what do you mean?
I'll give this guy giving the interview benefit of a doubt.
Donut quantity.
Maybe maybe
Put that up there, Rocco.
so maybe we didn't hear going into that, and we didn't hear going out of that. So a lot of times people like to take
Donut
little
corn.
snippets and take what's said out of context. And maybe he had I'm hoping there was some kind of reference about like maybe their popularity. Maybe he wasn't talking about the price. Maybe he was talking about the popularity will go crazy. And
But
then it'll go to
why?
zero.
But it
what
just doesn't make sense.
No. What I'm saying is that I'm just gonna give this guy benefit of the doubt.
Why
maybe
would
there
you
was
give
more
him the benefit of the doubt?
Maybe there's more
Why would you
because
give this?
it makes no sense.
Why would you give this
Why
asshole
would you
the
let-
benefit of the doubt?
No, not him. I'm talking about the guy. He's
The reporter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
the
say, bro.
reporter.
Why would you give Doke? Okay. All right. Okay.
No. He knows damn well what he was doing, bro. That dude was hella fucking shady. Anyways, from top down. So
Yo, man. Like, so do you? I mean, do you agree with the article? Now, it's not just South Korea. They actually are working together with blockchain security company Uppsala Security and used on-chain data forensic techniques, which allowed them to investigate the collapse of Terra. So it's not just, we think or we heard. No, they're conducting analysis, on-chain analysis. Man, then you have the news of he was siphoning out 80 million a day. 80 million a day. What the hell happened to all their reserves? Have we heard what happened to the Bitcoin and Luna Foundation?
they liquidated most of it.
And did what?
They sent it to the exchange to try to stabilize.
But did they?
Yeah, it's all on chain.
Okay, it is on chain? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the same thing that Tron did. It just kept deploying capital over and over again. And so,
Tron's, man, I don't know, bro. Tron sounds, some weird's going on over there. Some weird's going on. Justin Sun has like 98% of the USDT tokens, which would make sense as to why when it depegged down to 96 cents, it didn't just collapse.
So I'm looking at the Bitcoin price. It is testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Take a look.
Ooh. Is it going to break out of the bull flag? We'll see.
As you can see here on my chart here, this is a nice little.
Is that the day?
This is the 1 day. Nice little dip there. You think we'll be under 20K by the end of the show?
I don't know.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think we'll be under 20K.
We're gonna have to see a lot more volume, I think. But
No.
look, I think all the no, I don't think so. Actually, I think all of the big liquidations at 20K already happened. So I think we'll test 20 maybe, and then we'll bounce back up until this.
Or maybe
until
people
the bear
were
flag
watching
plays
that content creator today that said long the market. I'm not saying that there's okay. Here's the thing. There's a likelihood, a very strong likelihood, that there's going to be a relief rally. And in the same way that no chart ever really goes up in a 45-degree angle, it zigzags. You know, go higher. You know, up, down, up, down, up, down. Same thing on the other side. And so you don't go from 40,000 to say 12,000. Say that's the hypothetical bottom, without some retracement in there. And so, is there money to be made longing? Yeah, but it's so much harder because 80% of the movement is down, 20% of the movement is up. I mean, I don't know the exact percentages on that, but just imagine that. You know, you just keep having lower and lower and lower, but then you get a relief, lower and lower and lower relief. And it's kind of the same mentality if you're trying to trade and long. It's the same mentality as trying to buy the bottom, you know, like trying to time the bottom of the market. You know, you're looking for a very specific window, and you're trying to enter in a position where you truly think that's the very bottom, and trying to time it is difficult. Same thing can be said with trying to identify and time a rebound or a bounce. So, you know, we don't do financial advice here, but let me just tell you a piece of advice. Don't long a market that's going short.
Trend is your friend, unless you're an experienced swing trader or profit scalper.
If you don't believe in shorting, you know, like you're just permeable. If you don't believe in shorting the market, I get that, but just maybe take a break. You know, don't
go to dinner.
Don't go long in the. You know,
go
what
grab
I mean?
yourself a beer and a bag of donuts.
Yeah, don't go long in the market. It's probably not a good idea right now. And I'm not saying that you can't get it. And you know what? If Bitcoin, and here's the thing, if Bitcoin dipped down to 16,000 right now, like say in the next 2 hours,
right?
Yeah, you know what? At that point, probably a good idea.
It's just funny.
Probably the likelihood of bouncing back is probably high. I get that. But putting in a long right now at 20,000 is literally one of the dumbest decisions you can do.
Here's the thing that was funny is there was a chart pulled up that clearly showed a bear flag, and he's talking about going long. So I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. Tether CTO affirms hedge funds try to short USDT. Paulo Ardoino, the CTO of Tether, affirmed today that hedge funds have been attempting to short the USDT stablecoin. He explained that those hedge funds try to achieve their goal by utilizing perpetual contracts, by short selling on spot markets, and by creating imbalances in DeFi pools. Having failed to destabilize Tether, I'm just going to call him Ardoino, all right? Ardoino says that those entities will need to buy back the Tether that they borrowed at the coin's proper value of $1 or face bankruptcy. Tether, by contrast, has successfully redeemed 16 billion of USDT at full value in more than a month. All right. Robin, I want to ask you a question, my friend. They tried and they failed. $16 billion in redemptions were fully paid out, zero issues. Does this mean Tether is unbreakable? Like that was a pretty valiant effort, right?
Okay, first of all, it is backed by the dollar. Maybe not exactly 1-to-1, but it's up there. and it's a big ass asset class. You know, is how much money is tied up in Tether, market cap wise?
Around 60 billion.
$66 billion. And so I don't know how much. I know they were like around 75%.
What do you mean?
Dollar backed, right?
Like cash or?
Yeah.
No. Cash? No. They were never even above 10%.
In cash?
In cash.
No, they did an audit on them, and then
Well, I mean, how recent are we talking?
so what is it? Tether reserves?
Just put Tether, what's that word?
Yeah.
Tether
Yeah,
attestations.
so look here, pull up my laptop.
Yeah, but how long ago are we talking?
Look, they're backed up. So as of March 31st, 2021, 75%, and they've been working. They've been working a lot more towards getting more. So here, as of mid of last year, they were at 75%. They were trying to get more cash on hand, and so you think Tether only has 10% cash? Like,
Well,
like
how long? I mean,
it's
how
a
long were we
stable coin.
talking? Are we talking recently? Because they've been they're scaling down on their commercial paper and their offshore debt.
Yeah, and they're buying more cash, and
They're,
so
they're
a
buying
year
more
ago-
US. They're buying more T-bonds. They're buying more U.S. Treasury bonds. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but that's cash equivalent.
I'm okay.
A bond is a cash
I'm
equivalent.
thinking. Okay, I'm thinking in terms of actual cash.
A bond is cash. You can trade. If I have a bond right now, I can go to the bank.
Trade, yes.
I can go to the bank and
You
just
can-
sell it
you
right
can
now.
Trade. Yeah. I'm thinking more along the lines of a 3-month bond, 2-year bond.
So what do you think? Apple just holds trillions of
No,
dollars.
no.
In
When you
ca-
said
in-
cash,
cash and bonds are the
my
same.
first thing was actual cash, not bonds, not equities, nothing, just cash. But yeah,
Bonds is cash.
semantics, bro. I'm just saying. When you
I'm just
said
saying.
cash, that's where my brain went.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not cash. I'm just
It's
saying.
like saying, I got $1,000 in my checking account. I'm like, no, you only have you only have $10 in your wallet. I'm like, okay, but it's equivalent to my bank account. So anyways, so you have 75%, if not more. I'd probably assume by now, in the last year, they've probably grown to maybe 80%, or even we'll keep it at 75%. So 75% of their money's in cash. So taking a look at Tether, $66 billion. So what is 75% of that? 48 billion dollars. And so to get a run on Tether to the point where it collapses, you would have to get a run on it at close to 40 billion dollars.
not going to happen.
Yeah, and so
I mean,
that's
how
what
much
I'm
are
saying.
these
At
exchanges?
this point,
How much are these exchanges holding in liquidity? Right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing: you could take a run on the liquidity in a particular exchange, and then all Tether has to do is just send more funds over there.
Right.
You know, I mean, it can be done, and there is a Tether bomb out there. You know, and at the end of the day, if the market keeps crashing, and let's just say, for example, they say they have $66 billion, they don't. Remember, this isn't a U.S.-based company. This is out in Hong Kong. Not saying that, you know, international companies are more fraudulent, but international countries are more fraudulent. And so,
Hey, we have a lot of international people here, my friend. You better be careful.
I'm just saying these big international companies don't have a lot of good track record. Not that the U.S. does either, but anyways, man, I just wouldn't be surprised.
I don't see Tether going down. I mean,
It's
they're improving.
It's a real possibility, and I think at some point in the future,
I think you'll see
know-
Coinbase go down before Tether goes down.
okay, here's the thing: if you have people with enough money, and like I said, it's a
Bro,
lot
you
of
just
money.
talked about $45 billion. Who the hell is going to have
I get that. I'm just saying, but at some point, somebody's going to come in.
I mean,
with $45 billion,
No.
and they're
You are
going
high.
and if they can profit off of this, they can make
Bro,
$10 billion
you're out of your mind.
by just straight.
You are out of
You know
your
how?
mind.
Okay, Terra Luna was
If I
60
got
billion.
$45 billion, I'm not shorting Tether.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay, the people that manipulated and took advantage of Tether, that pushed, they're not Tether, Terra Luna, that was manipulated.
An
That
inside
was
job.
that was a
What, that was not an-
coordinated
was that an
that was a
inside job?
coordinated attack. That was a coordinated attack. Terra Luna.
Rocco, I'm starting to think you do this shit on purpose, bro. You
So-
like seeing this?
So Terra Luna had a coordinated attack. They were
So you don't think it was an inside job?
Terra Luna?
Yes.
No.
What?
They were just
talked about
they
this.
were irresponsible.
We just literally
they
covered it
they
one
had-
article
okay,
ago.
They had price manipulation. Yes.
Bro.
Great. Awesome.
The
But
man went on camera and said it's gonna go to nothing with a fucking smile on his face.
because he already knew that the protocol wasn't gonna work.
and he
Period.
nudged it that way, which would entail that it was an inside
He
job.
didn't nudge it. He just didn't believe in the project himself. He
fucking
didn't believe
nudged it.
He didn't believe that an algorithmic stablecoin would be sustainable. He zoomed out. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a lot of money, but I don't know if this is gonna last or if it's gonna work.
He knows it wasn't gonna last
you go.
because he
But he
failed.
didn't- he
So
didn't-
it was an inside job.
But he still no. He had
Bro,
he had
the
awareness.
entire time,
he had
he knew
awareness.
this shit was
he
gonna
had
fail.
awareness.
He knew it was gonna fail. And when it got to the point where he had a shitload of money in his own bank account, he did not give two craps about anyone else, and he nudged it with the $3.6 billion they had in stable coins.
He did not nudge it because
Well,
he
okay,
lost.
so it's-
he
okay,
lost
hold on.
more money. He lost more money with the collapse of.
Drained the entire liquidity, not the entire, but 90% of the liquidity on Curve, the largest DeFi platform. He drained the entire liquidity to move it to a 4 pool. And just at that time, it completely collapsed. Come on, man. This shit was an
Okay,
inside job, bro.
okay.
This guy knew what he was doing.
All of that-
He's a con
all of that-
artist. He conned people out of Basis Cash. He conned people out of Luna. He's a piece of shit. Look at what...
We're on the same page that he's a piece of crap. I get that, but what I'm saying is that
It was an inside job.
he designed a token. He designed a platform that was destined to fail, and he realized it. But
No,
he
he knew
went
it from the
forward.
get-go.
He went forward anyways. And you know what? He was just trying to keep it sustained for as long as possible. And you know what? He probably thought in the back of his head, maybe I can get this thing to work. Maybe I can get
Bull
this.
crap, bro. Bull crap. He knew the entire time. He knew it was gonna fail. He said it.
That's
on-
literally
in
what
an
I said.
interview.
Yes, he knew that there was a problem, but he didn't do it intentionally.
Hell yeah, he did it intentionally, bro.
He stood more to gain by Terra Luna staying around.
How?
Bro, do you know he can't siphon more money off now? Are you not? Are you not? Okay.
If I walked away with like 2-3 billion, I'd be completely happy.
No, I'm telling you, man. The dude literally was making crazy money, the best money of his life, every single day and month when his project was in the top 10. And now he is not making that much money. I don't care what you say. He's not making more money now that the project has
He
failed.
doesn't need any more money.
Oh, okay.
He's good for the rest of his life.
Okay, that's what you say. What happens when somebody comes up to you? When you
Maybe.
say you had a good job and somebody comes up to you, be like, well, you probably are living there. Like, no, nothing. You
If
can
someone
talk to
came
a
up
rich
to-
person. Talk to a
Okay,
rich person.
okay.
What do they do? What do the
If
top
someone-
CEOs do? What do the top CEOs
If
do?
some-
Look at the CEO for Amazon. Was it Jeff
He's
Bezos?
not a con artist.
But they share one thing in common.
They love
People
money.
have money, and they keep working hard to get more of it.
But not everyone does that, Robin. That is why you see so many scams in crypto. It's fast money. If someone came up to you right now and said, Robin, if you just shill this coin, you have 100,000 people watching your live show. Shill my coin, I'll cut you a check for $2 billion. You never have to work a day in your life. Would you say, no, I want to build my YouTube channel because I can make more money that way? Like, yo, give me that $2
Sounds
billion.
like you're a sellout, bro.
I'm not a sellout.
Sound
I'm
like
just
you
saying,
literally
bro.
just poster child for sellout.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, bro.
I'm giving that as an example.
Yeah,
I'm
an
just
example
saying,
you gave
people
was you
will
being a
take
sellout,
the
bro.
easy money and the fast money. Do I keep working on this project and people are eventually going to find out that I was behind Basis Cash and all this and that, or do I just take all the money out and bounce? That's exactly what he did. I'm done.
The dude,
What do you guys agree with?
his project failed, and he made money on the come up. That's what happened. Okay,
Okay.
let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real.
You
He
know
did it
what?
on-
He
he did it on
probably
purpose.
understood it was going to fail. He went along with it anyways. He was making as much money as he could throughout the process. He thought maybe that he could
The
keep
dude
it going.
is a
And there's
clown.
nothing to gain from collapsing a
Of course
$60
there
billion
is.
thing and then almost going to prison for it. I'm telling you, bro. He was a lot
The
better
dude
off.
thought-
He was a lot better off just
No.
making money
He got
straight up.
so arrogant that he thought he could get away with it clean and cut. And that's not even happening no more. Chat, Whose side are you with? Are you with David or Robin? If you're a member of our channel, which, by the way, if you're not a lot of value there on the whale side. We apologize to our whales. But if you want to support our community and our growing channel, you can subscribe and join our channel as an official member. The link is going to be in the description.
Whale membership. Let me tell you something.
Listen,
I want to extend a thank you because we have no sponsorship, we have no endorsements, we take no money from nobody.
We've turned money down to cover projects.
And
let's put it that way.
So we do have a expensive studio, expensive utilities, and so anyways, we do.
Are you panhandling right now?
No, I'm just saying that
let's give him a sign, Rocco. We'll work for
the cash generated. The cash generated here is not the same cash that Doquan generated. We put it to good use.
Yeah, we don't use it for ourselves. Production.
We use it for the studio to pay our bills.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is,
are we going to make the lease payment next month?
Probably. What I'm trying to say is, if you're a member of our channel, you have access to the emojis. Put my face if you agree with me. Put Robin's face if you agree with him. If you're not a member, either sign up and get the emojis, or just put R for Robin, D for David. All right.
Big D says, do they take crypto for memberships? I don't believe so.
That's a good question. That's a good question. We should.
You might be able to pay for it with PayPal, and I know PayPal you can.
Right, but we don't receive crypto on our end.
No, we won't receive crypto.
Yeah. Damn. All right, we're moving on.
Quick reminder about today around the blockchain.
Oh, guys, your boy here gonna be on around the blockchain today, so make sure you come and support your boy. You know, I don't lose much. That's right.
Was that 5 in a row, 6 in a row?
Boy,
we're gonna make it 7 today, or what?
Dude.
If you think Robin's going to go 7 in a row today, put a 1 in the chat. If you think he's going to go 7 in a row, put a 2 in the chat. All right, let's move on. Next,
speaking about BitBoy, and so we're trying to get your boy Ben on the show.
Yeah,
we got a chair over here. Put a chair up.
Ben's on vacation.
I want you guys to send Ben either a Twitter message, send him
He's going to be in Vegas in a week or two.
Yeah, a YouTube comment. We threw out the idea. He sounded willing. So, anyways, let's reach out to Ben. Let's get him on the show. Let's have him sit down in the chair.
We like Ben.
Talk some crypto.
Ben's dope.
Me and Ben will make fun of David.
I highly doubt that. He'll probably argue with you about the 4-year cycle thing.
He probably will.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about something we haven't talked about, which Robin and I talked about yesterday, about why we have not talked about it. Harmony One, their bridge got hacked, and the hackers have begun laundering funds that were stolen from the Horizon bridge. Hackers who made off with $100 million worth of altcoins from the Horizon blockchain bridge 5 days ago have begun disposing of their loot. Over 18,000 Ethereum with an estimated value of $22 million were sent to crypto mixing service Tornado Cash from the same address that was used in the hack. The first and second wallets have completed mixing, while the third is still sending ETH to Tornado Cash in batches of 100 every 8 minutes. About $78 million worth of ETH remains in the hacker's primary wallet. Now, they didn't steal ETH. They stole stablecoins, ETH, BNB, and then they converted all of it to ETH, and now they're using Tornado Cash to essentially launder the money and pull it out. Now, Harmony One came out and offered $1 million bounty to get their $100 million back. First of all, what in the hell is wrong with you? Who in their right? Okay, if you're brazen enough to steal $100 million, why on God's green earth would you return that $100 million? Let me
ask you a question.
For $1 million.
If I had $100 in my wallet, David,
I would take
it. I left it out in the street and you found it.
100%.
And I'm not asking if you give it back. But if the reward, the reward was $1 for the return to my wallet. This is the exact same. This is the same number model here.
Look,
if I said, "Hey, I lost my wallet," I put up a flyer. I said, "Had $100 in it. Reward $1." Like you would laugh at that, right?
Yeah.
This is the same. It is the same thing.
Are you that mad you moved your desk down?
Yes. It's the same thing. There's no difference, bro. You know, $1 million, like you want to drop an incentive to get the
You are like a kid in the candy store, bro, with that desk. So this dude, we're at the furniture store. We're just gonna buy a longer desk,
Drive me crazy.
and then we're like, all right, let's get these 2 chairs. And then, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? Then he sits down on this thing. He's like, wait, this has buttons? Oh, it goes up and down. Yo, we're gonna get this thing. I'm like, yo, this is an $1,100 desk, bro. I don't care, man.
It wasn't $1,100. It was $1,300. I talked her down to $1,100.
But I talked her down, bro. I'm Armenian. I have the negotiating powers in my arsenal here. Did he ruin his camera? He
Still
did
blurred?
ruin his camera, didn't he? Even better, man. Even better. No Robin on camera. Okay. In all seriousness, all right. Your question about would you return the $100? A morally right person would, right? But if you're hacking $100 million, you're not a morally right person. So. And the other thing is, we'll, what's the word they used? We'll advocate for no criminal charges. We'll advocate, so I'm supposed to take your word for it?
Here's the thing, man. Do you even believe that? What happens if they found out? Because, okay, so if you didn't know the lead up to this, 2 of their internal wallet addresses were compromised. Basically, they got the seed phrase.
Was that an inside job, Robin? Could it have been an inside-
obviously. Like, okay, it's hard enough to get a hold of one.
Right.
Now, unless they were stupid enough to keep both of them on the same computer or something like that.
That would be the most irresponsible.
I mean, would that surprise you?
guess not.
If it wasn't an inside job, it had to have been something that stupid, right?
Yeah.
11.
Oh, man. Daniel said, how long till Robin breaks the desk? Over under 3 months. Put your bets in. Okay, no, seriously. Is Harmony done? I mean, it's not like they're a $10 billion project.
Why would you invest in it right now? I mean, other than the possibility of getting a bounce back, you can look at Thorchain. They had some huge security hacks in the past. They lost a lot of money. They just launched their mainnet earlier this week as well. So you could take them as an example of somebody that came from the depths. However, Harmony One, they don't really offer anything innovative and new. I know they have pretty cheap transaction speeds.
Very fast.
Very fast and cheap.
They have DeFi Kingdoms, which is
and
one of the largest.
They have a pretty thriving DeFi or play to earn section. Not just DeFi Kingdoms. They have a pretty big portfolio. So, I mean, they have some things that you could say, hey, this is really strong for them. They have a really good core team, especially the founder. What's the name?
Steven Say?
Yeah.
For Harmony, right?
So, yeah. And so, at face value, they have a lot of potential. However, I don't see them providing anything that isn't already provided by other projects. And if you're going to pick a project to long, you pick something, you're not going to buy it now and sell it
now,
in a month.
In a bull market, you can say, all right, this was a black swan event. I'm going to buy the dip. But in a bear market, this can literally wipe out that entire network.
It can wipe out the network, but if you're buying Harmony One now, you're going to be holding it for the next year, at least 2 years, probably 3 years, more than likely.
Okay.
And so if that's your time horizon, why wouldn't you just pick another project right around the same, okay, so Harmony One is outside the top 100 now. So taking a look at them, where are they at?
Now, while he's
dropping. So they're at 2 cents. They're at number 115. I mean, you have Oasis Network down here, Convex Finance, Raven Coin. You have IOST, Synthetics, Audius, OMG. Every single one of the Ox, IoTex, even Thetafield, every single one of these, I think, have more potential upside than Harmony One does.
Just because of this attack.
And
right?
that...
Because you were pretty bullish on Harmony.
Yeah,
One.
I was bullish on Harmony, but here's the thing. Like, this, you don't know. They might not come back from this. $100 million, I mean, Harmony One's market cap is $248 billion. I mean, $1 million.
Yeah.
They're not even $1 billion.
Right.
So this is almost half of the project.
At the time, they were at 300 million. So a third.
One third.
A third.
What I'm saying is that, like,
It's a
Bro,
lot.
you're talking about maybe not making it out of this. And I'm just saying that risk versus reward is ridiculous for this. You know what I mean? Like, why not? What I'm saying is that, like,
That would be
why
a
take the
complete
risk
degen
when the
move.
returns would be pretty comparable in the next bull market with one of these 5 projects? One of these 5 projects is going to be in the top 50 next bull market, right? Raven Coin, Synthetics, Audius, OMG, IoTex,
IoTex, bro. I love IoTex.
and maybe throw Ox in there too. So 6 projects. Out of these 6 projects, one of these is going to be in the top 50 next bull cycle. Bull cycle is going to have a lot more total value. You know, market cap's going to be bigger. So you're going to be breaking former all-time highs. You're talking 100Xs right here.
Right.
And why the hell would you even put park money into Harmony? Why? It might not make coming out. And so why put money in there and wait 3 years when you got a way better chance of coming out on top here with these other
Now,
products?
here's the thing we talked about on Sunday on Crypto Blood's channel is why would you have an even number wallet?
They actually have 5 wallets.
Well, the multi-sig was 4.
It's 5 wallets. So I did a little more research. So they have
Okay.
5 wallets, but there was a white hat hacker that basically said, "Hey guys, with this Harmony thing, with the way that they have their wallets, you know, for the foundation, is that you would only need 2 of the wallets to compromise the whole network." And Harmony brushed it under the rug.
Why does this happen so much in crypto, man? You just brush it under the rug. Someone brings something to your attention and it's not something you want to hear, but because you're the founder or you know it inside and out that other people can't spot things. That is such horse shit, man. We see that more and more now. I don't get it. All right, let's move on. CoinFlex. So this article talks about raising to raise missing funds with the new token. Well, let me give you some context. Down here somewhere. So CoinFlex announced on, we're going to rewind here. They announced on June 23rd that the exchange was halting all withdrawals and trading of its in-house Flex token. All withdrawals, okay? And then, so now their idea, 4 days after suspending withdrawals following an unnamed counterparty's unmet margin call, wonder who that could possibly be. Could it be 3 Arrows Capital? Maybe. I'm telling you guys, the 3 Arrows thing is far from over. The dangerous time in DeFi. They had their hands in a lot of pots, and we're not going to figure out who got crippled, who didn't, who risk managed properly, possibly for a few months. So just be careful. 4 days after suspending withdrawals following an unnamed counterparty unmet margin call, cryptocurrency exchange CoinFlex will be issuing a new token with the hopes of raising $47 million. So their idea is we want to launch a token, raise $47 million, and then open up withdrawals. The token will have a 20% yield. And if the full amount of the $47 million is raised, all CoinFlex users will be able to withdraw their funds in full, said the CEO, Mark Lamb of CoinFlex. And then he also goes on to say, we will be making these positions public. We have an auditing firm we will be working with. I don't know. I'm just like, you halt withdrawals. You don't give people access to their money. And then your idea is to create a coin and raise money that way and then let people take their money out. I find this comical. I'm not going to ask Robin for his opinion because we're running a little bit short on time.
Well, I'll just say that it's awfully familiar to what happened with the Bitfinex hack.
Right.
And so with Bitfinex, they lost. Well, I know this isn't a hack, but Bitfinex basically lost, what was it, $100 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? Well, how much was it? Or $400 billion?
I'm not sure
I don't
the
know.
number.
No, it was $40 billion. $40 billion worth of Bitcoin that got lost. At the time, it wasn't worth that much. But they found those 2 weirdos in New York that were laundering that. And what ended up happening was Bitfinex, after the hack, they came out with their own token.
Leo,
and you
right?
could, yes, the Leo token. And so the Leo token It was basically if you lost, say, $10,000 in Bitcoin, they gave you $10,000 worth of Leo token. And the idea was that you can exchange your Leo token 1-for-1 for $1. And so they gave you that. And the idea was that people would, if you sold it, it would go back into the liquidity pool and then somebody else could buy it. And it was kind of like almost like a algorithmic stable coin of sort. Kind of that same premise. And so that's how they return value. And so it sounds eerily familiar. Bitfinex, hella shady.
And Bitfinex, CoinFlex, a lot of X's going on here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of X's, shout out to my ex-girlfriend. That's it. Let's move on, guys. Some Celsius news. Okay, so I'm in the Celsius Reddit, okay? And I feel so bad for these people, man. I feel so bad. Some people think they're still going to get their money back. Other people are trying to find ways. They're trying to be more proactive, possibly, than the Celsius team is. And that's sad. Crypto community confused as Celsius continues with its weekly rewards. Members of the crypto community on Twitter have been left bewildered by the beleaguered Celsius network, continuing to pay weekly rewards despite pausing withdrawals 2 weeks ago. And this is a tweet from Crypto V. Why is Celsius Network still paying rewards if apparently they are talking bankruptcy? Why not pause rewards and set a low withdrawal limit? Which, if any withdrawal limit, people are flocking. And where's Celsius Drew at?
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that when they stopped halted all transactions, I think they literally put all their stuff in a box. They just got a box. They had their paperweight, their laptop, their computer. They just started packing stuff up, and they just straight up bounced. They left the building. And we know that the protocol is still up, is still running. They didn't turn it off, but I think everybody just left. And they left it running. And nobody cared to turn it off. What do you think, David?
I'm just reading Broke Yoshi's comments. I'm sorry. Captain Save-A-Ho. Sam Bankman-Fried.
But
I'm sorry. What was your question? I apologize.
It wasn't even a question.
Oh.
I was saying that in this situation, I think Celsius just packed up and left. That the employees had a box out, and they were putting their belongings in there, and as soon as they halted transactions, they just left the building, and then the protocol's still running, and they were just like, you know what, we're done here.
Well, you know what? You mentioned the protocol still running. Rocco, pull my laptop back up. According to the Celsius website, the company is still advertising APYs of up to 18.63% on crypto deposits. And then you had another tweet by CryptoSteve.eth. This is honestly insulting.
I'm telling you, bro, they just packed up and left, and they left the computers on.
There's reports that Mashinsky was trying to leave the U.S.
Was he in the U.S.?
Yeah, he's in New York.
Is he?
I
no,
believe
he was trying to leave a different country, I think.
No, leave to a different country. He's in the U.S. He is in the U.S. That I know for a fact. But I'm just like... Okay, they're paying back some of their debt, okay? But Robin thinks that that's just a ploy for them to say, look, we tried, so they don't get any criminal prosecutions.
So Celsius, here, pull up my laptop. Celsius denies allegations.
Of course they do.
Of Alex Mashinsky is trying to flee. This is from Celsius, okay? So it must be true. Must be true. And you know what else is true? You can still get 18.3%.
Look, guys.
Rewards.
Okay, let me say something here. Okay, when we talk about Celsius and what they do, we're laughing. We're not poking fun at the people who have money, and you might be one of those people.
I'm
that has
laughing
money.
at the response and the irresponsibility of Celsius. How you've ghosted everybody? Okay, you've ghosted all of your investors. You're not doing your AMAs. You're not providing any guidance. You're not giving people comfort. People lost billions of dollars. You're not sitting here reassuring. You're not saying I'm trying. You're just like, we're having problems. We'll get back to you, basically is what they said. And then you decide when to say something. You've been quiet. Then all of a sudden, you're like,
he's not leaving.
Oh yeah, nah. What are y'all talking about? He wasn't trying to flee the U.S. Like, why don't you say something more important? Why don't you have something actual to say to the investors that lost money?
Right. And so we're laughing at how ridiculous Celsius is being through this entire thing. So don't take it as we're jabbing fun at people losing money, because obviously that's not funny at all. So yeah. All right, let's move on. We're going to go a little long today. I feel like our chat's been filling up towards the end. So if we go a little past, we're going to go. So let's move on.
Until BitBoys.
Yeah. Let's move on to our NFT segment of our show. Well, alrighty then. Let's go ahead and pull up my laptop here. Magic Eden attains unicorn status following a $1.6 billion valuation. High-flying Solana-based NFT marketplace Magic Eden has raised an incredible $130 million through a Series B funding, which brought them up to an exceptional $1.6 billion valuation. The lead investors included Electric Capital and Greylock Partners, with additional support from some you might have heard: Lightspeed Ventures, Paradigm, and Sequoia Capital. And they made it on the cover of Financial Review as well. The Magic Eden will use the funds to scale up its operations and expand its incredible team. I've been on record talking about Ethereum, number one. Magic Eden, they're and obviously, Magic Eden is Solana. You have OpenSea for Ethereum. They're eating away at OpenSea's dominance here, which means that Solana NFTs are coming more into focus. I'm just not a Solana fan, because how the hell you go down 8 times and no one bats an eye? Like, that's not a precursor, you don't think? And someone said that in a comment earlier. Just slap the word beta on it. I'm sure that was probably Sean. Slap the word beta on it and you're good. But, a $1.6 billion valuation for them to raise $130 million in a bear market, Robin? I mean, are you surprised? Like, what are you bullish? Like, what are your thoughts?
It's still all dwarfed in comparison to the run-up of the NFT sector, where everyone is dumping millions and millions, if not billions of dollars into lots of projects. And so, you're still going to get a few here and there. Surprised it's Solana, I guess, but you know what? It's cheaper to launch. You think once ADA really, ADA's up and running as far as NFTs, but once ADA really brings in people into their ecosystem, you think ADA would supplant Solana, or you think they're just too far ahead? You know what? I think it all comes down to the next super popular NFT and whichever platform it launches. And in the same way that you can look at a company with the same idea. If you have I'm trying to find an example, but let's just say you're a shoe brand. You get the next big NBA star, and their shoes are by Adidas, or their shoes are by Puma, or their shoes are by Nike. You would expect that in the rise of greatness with that player, the apparel or the parent company that creates the shoes would get a big bump in revenue, right?
Right.
And they would be, and you remember, you had the LeBrons come out. Those
were the worst basketball shoes ever.
They look good though,
bro. They were so heavy. Dude, like seriously, like, I know you're not an athletic guy, Robin, but I played some basketball back in my day, and I wore those once, and I was like, yo, these are terrible. Kobe's my guy, so I had to wear my Kobe's. I also twisted my ankle in a couple times. All right,
I like the Kobe's too.
Kobe's are dope.
But anyways, yeah. So what I'm saying is that, like, it depends, man. If you get the next home run project and it happens to launch in Cardano, or it happens to launch on Avalanche, or it happens to launch on Harmony One, then that would elevate their NFT platform. And so right now, obviously, gold standard Ethereum, because they got the Bored Ape, they got the CryptoPunks, like, but I think next one could be
They got Goblin Town, dumbest NFT ever.
Goblin Town. What is Goblin Town at right now?
You got somebody new in the chat?
No, Free Baller's been here before.
What's up?
Because he's free.
You say it, mean.
Free balling. All right, let's move on. Luxury watchmaker. Is it Breitling or Breitling? Robin? Or Rocco, is it Breitling or Breitling?
Breitling.
Breitling.
That's how I mean.
Luxury watchmaker, you have one on, that's why. Luxury watchmaker Breitling starts accepting Bitcoin for purchases. Wait, this isn't NFT news. What am I doing?
All right, flip it to me, man.
Okay, you know we were
Bring it over to
looking
me.
for watch
Bring it over
earlier.
to me.
You know,
I'm so
we
sorry.
were
Bring it
between
into
the
my
bed.
laptop.
Blooper.
What the market analysis segment? What are you gonna do? Show kids photos? Like, like as you can see, we're
No,
gonna
because
track
we
the
were
height of my
talking about
child.
getting watch
As you can
earlier.
see with all the marks on the door frame here, you can see that there's
I'm so sorry,
exponential
guys. I
growth here at the
apologize.
halving.
okay.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. My bad.
So
There's a warp.
So taking a look here, there is a ton of volume on this Moonrunners official or Moonrunners NFT. Have you seen Moonrunners?
No.
Are you a fan of doggy dogs? It looks like a wolf. You think it's a wolf or a dog?
It's a wolf dog.
Are you a
It's a
fan
dog.
of these like?
You know,
pixelated-
are you surprised no one's come out with a Liger NFTs?
You want a Liger NFT?
I'm just saying, are you surprised? Look,
Yes, I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Absolutely
NFTs
floored.
are super, super, super risky and volatile. Oh, that one's dope. The chef had one.
This one?
Yeah.
I like this. I
Pencil. No, those pencils are matches.
don't know what it is.
Dynamite.
I don't care.
What's
for the
your
I
NFT
don't care
at?
for,
Are you up on your NFT? I know you don't plan on selling it, but what's the floor price?
It's right back where I was. I had the Ninja Partners.
Yeah.
I bought it for half an ETH. So, yeah, back where I was. It bumped up to like 7 or something.
Somebody asking for story time.
Story time. Stories in the bank.
You're what? You're out of stories? You're not going to talk about
That's the
Homecoming
first.
King or breaking
Man,
news?
777.
Rocco, did you create the breaking news banner or what, bro?
Not yet. No.
All right, I have another NFT article I want to talk about, and this, I promise, is an actual NFT article. Ledger, all right, Ledger, the hardware wallet, to build its own NFT marketplace and Web3 services platform. The recent open conference at NFT NYC saw hardware wallet pioneer Ledger announce that it will be launching its own NFT marketplace and Web3 services platform for businesses to leverage. Brands such as Tag Heuer, Deadfellas, and Brick/Babylon have stated their intent to offer their assets on the marketplace. It would be called Ledger Enterprise Create. Company is also launching a Web3 game called Ledger Quest, which will teach players how to earn money using NFTs, as well as Ledger Academy, which will be a platform for users to learn more about blockchain technology and security. I really like this last part here. I think it's pretty dope. Robin, are you bullish on this or what?
Yeah, why not? And then it's like everybody's doing it, man. It's like offering another mainnet on your browser wallet. Is it really that big of news? Think about it.
I mean,
Well, like, if would you be hyped up if MetaMask added let's see, let me throw the Flow blockchain.
I mean, you're talking about
Mainnet.
a hardware wallet
Yeah,
getting into the NFT space. I mean,
But I think what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's not news. I'm not saying we shouldn't discuss it. I'm just saying that, like, I think this is the normal and natural progression of all wallets, whether it's a hardware wallet, a browser wallet, an exchange wallet. We see Coinbase doing it. It's what is expected. And because at the end of the day, your normal retail investor doesn't want to have 10 wallets, right?
right.
I mean, obviously you want to diversify your funds. Like maybe you put your allotment of Bitcoin in a couple different ones. But essentially you don't want to have a Avalanche wallet, an Ethereum wallet, a Solana wallet. You just want one wallet. And the same can be said when it comes for NFTs. Like if it's stored on a blockchain and it's stored in a wallet, then just have one wallet that it's stored in. And if it's a hardware, then so be it.
You know, a couple things. So Steph Curry said there's no more animals. I just said there's ligers, bro. Ligers. Also, Blake.
When did he file for membership?
Blake, that's what I'm saying. Don't we usually get a notification?
If they do it while we're live.
Well, we're live, yes.
Oh, well, either way, Blake's a new member, right?
Let me pull it up. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Okay. All right. So I think it's pretty cool. As far as the enterprise thing, it's geared more towards big corporations and companies. But the second part, the Ledger Quest, their game, which will teach players how to earn money using NFTs, that's pretty dope. And then the Ledger Academy, which will help people. I mean, listen.
Oh, yeah. Blake joined yesterday.
Awesome. Blake, welcome officially, the official Crypto Fam. We appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you so much. New Crypto Fam member, Blake with 3 E's. Or as Key and Peele say, Blake. You ever seen that skit where they're
Balake.
Balake?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, Rob, we want to give an official hola?
And then Blake. Hola! Is that right?
It was good.
That was terrible. All right, we're done with this segment. We are moving on to the last segment of our show, the market analysis. Botticelli, let's pull up what am I pulling up? My laptop.
Yes. No breaking
will you actually make this full screen, Rocco, if you don't mind, sir? My laptop. Thank you so much. So we have Bitcoin coming in at $20,324, down 3.83% on the last 7 days. ETH sitting at 1162. Now, I'm going to stop there, okay? Because I'm going to jump right into the chart. I'm going to jump into a Bitcoin chart, and I'm going to jump into the ETH chart, all right? And I'm going to tell you guys why I think we're heading lower. So this is the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. I have the Heikin-Ashi candles here. It makes it a little more clean, but yeah, let's do the Heikin-Ashi candles. So what we have here is a massive, what we call a bear flag. So you see a big move to the downside followed by an uptrending channel. Now, again, this is on Bitcoin. 70 to 75% of these will break to the downside. And the way you measure how far it'll break, you measure the width of this channel, which we're looking at a 10%. Let's just call it an 11%. And so if we take the bottom of this and we go 11%, we are looking at an $18,500 Bitcoin. When will this play out? We don't know. But again, disclaimer, spot ETF news. The hearing is not the hearing, but the decision will be made July 6th. That can make it either go down more than 11% or it can completely wipe this bear flag off the face of the earth and we can see a relief rally to the upside. Now let's go to ETH. Guess what? Same thing, except this channel is more pronounced to the upside. Big move down, ascending channel. All right, now, why do I have this on here? So I want to go to Crypto Stackers Pro, okay? So Crypto Stackers Pro, this is the ETH chart, and I have the margin pressure levels, and I did the local high here on June 9th. And so I want you guys to look at, so if you're not familiar with margin pressure levels, by the way, if you're a trader, you like charts, Crypto Stackers Pro is an absolutely amazing platform. I use this every day, every time I do technical analysis. Plus, the man behind this project is one of the smartest people I've ever met when it comes to crypto and TA. And so if you want to sign up, the link is in our bio. That is not an affiliate link. We just like supporting our man Forrest because his stuff is dope. It's essentially, you can take a local high, a local low, and you can see where traders are going to come in based off of their risk or their reward, right? So this $13,000 or $1,352 is our 3x short. So if it gets to this level, essentially, if you short it, you have an opportunity to make 3x money. Okay, so, and if I go back here, if I measure the top of this channel, right, it's 13,500. 3x level, 13,500. So I do think we tap this top part, and then if we measure the width of our channel here, we're looking at 14%. So if we measure the move from the bottom of this channel down 14%, we are looking at, no, that was wrong. Let me do that one more time. We are looking at a price of 1,060 for Ethereum. Now, again, we don't know. The wild card is going to be the spot ETF decision, but if this plays out, I do expect to see a $1,000 Ethereum and an $18,500 Bitcoin. Also, a couple things I want to share with you guys before we finish.
The thing was that Ethereum hit $900 when Bitcoin hit 17,000. So
yeah.
And so I think if you see $18,000 Bitcoin, as you said, I think we'll be back to the $900 Ethereum. I'm just going, and you could be right. I'm just going off of what the technicals say. That's it. And what price typically does in these patterns and when it breaks. But you could be right. I mean, plus we don't know what kind of liquidations are going to happen. If another hedge fund decides to go down or stop paying people back their money. Let's move on. So this is CoinMarketCalendar, just the top 100 coins, I believe. Yep. So some big stuff coming up in the crypto sphere. You have Polkadot Decoded, which is essentially their convention. It is going to be online and in Berlin, New York, Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Hangzhou in, I believe that's China. Stellar Lumens is having a meetup if you're in Texas. That is going to be on July 29th. And where was right here? So Cosmos, they're coming out with their row upgrade on the 30th of June or earlier, but since we're 2 days away, I would assume it'll be closer to June 30th. Interchain Security V1. Now, I pulled up their white paper, or not their white paper, well, yeah, technically their white paper, their roadmap. And this is what we can expect from their upgrade. And Rocco, do you mind taking? Yeah, thank you, sir. So they're upgrading their software developer kit, their SDK, which will enable higher level multi-sig permissioned accounts. For example, weight-based voting policies. They're upgrading their meta transactions to allow messages to be submitted by separate accounts that receive tips for doing so. They're changing their governance module, execution of arbitrary transactions instead of just governance proposals. And the last one is their global fee module. It will allow denominations and minimum fees to be governance parameters so gas can be paid in various denominations. So this could be important. We know that Cosmos is an interconnected blockchain. What's the word? Hub.
Interoperable. No.
Oh, no, they do have a hub. Like,
they do have a hub. Yeah, so Rob, I don't know if Rob is as bullish on the Cosmos as I am. I'm pretty bullish on Cosmos. Rob, are you bullish on Cosmos?
here's the thing. I think all the layer ones that they're trying to tie in together, with the exception of maybe like Bitcoin, I think that they are already creating those bridges. Now, whether or not that's a good idea for security purposes, but I mean, I think that.
I mean, here's and it's not the funny thing, but I mean, you read the blue highlight, bro. Enables higher level multi-sig permissioned accounts. So we saw what happened with Harmony.
I'm just thinking that, you know, why do you need a middleman if you can create the technology to subvert the middleman? You get what I'm saying? And the idea behind like getting rid of the middleman is the whole premise of crypto in general. You know, why do I need to send my money to a third and fourth and fifth party while I'm sending a wire transfer overseas? It's not necessary, right?
Right.
And so if the technology is there where Ethereum can just communicate with Binance,
what if they are the technology?
What do you need Cosmos for?
Ring the bell. I'm kidding. Don't ring the bell. No, we're done. No, don't. Rocco. This is the.
You know, we actually have a bell sound without the graphic too.
We do. No, there's no point. All right.
Or
you
no,
know, Rob,
maybe the bell sound's on the.
Rob, I'm about done over here. Robin, I'm about to. Done. You done?
I'm done, bro.
I'm done. Rocco, you done?
No, not yet. Let's
Okay.
remind about it again one more time around the blockchain.
So
Layer
what
two.
would be on around the blockchain in 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yes.
So make sure you come by and support your boy. Also support BitBoy because we're always very appreciative of him. And compared to the competition, everyone else kind of sucks, or a lot of people suck. I'll put it that way. And so there's a few channels that are bearable in watching, and he's one of them. And so
we like BitBoy. BitBoy.
yeah, he's
Also,
like,
check out our merch store. If
he's
you're
a
a
good
whale, you get a lifetime, as long as you're a whale member, 10% off on everything at the merch store. Rocco keeps adding new stuff. If you like to see something new added, please throw it in there. Rocco is very receptive. He's the one that handles all the merch stuff, which is amazing. I ordered some merch recently.
Yeah.
Robin ordered some merch.
And for whoever ordered the shades, just I was in vacation, so it's going to take a little longer. So for the order process,
Yeah.
the sunshade.
Yeah.
I ordered a sunshade.
I ordered one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegas, you need
So
to buy.
apparently
Yeah.
the sunshade will get here when summer's over.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right when I need it.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you guys aren't following us on Twitter, go follow us on Twitter. We're at Sin City Crypto 1. And yeah, that's all we got,
Yeah.
man.
And then reminder that we got a Forest on Friday. And,
Boris on Fridays.
yeah.
Tomorrow we have a real estate professional coming in, not just talk about Vegas real estate, but the real estate market in general. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put that question in the comments of this video once we are done on the live so we can save it. Other than that, let us roll the outro music. Friends, family, crypto fan members, non-crypto fan members, just you guys who are watching. We thank you guys so much for joining us on a Tuesday. Thank you for being loyal, and thank you for sticking with us during a bear market. Together, we will rise. On behalf of myself, Robin, and Rocco, we love you guys. We'll see you on Around the Blockchain. Until then, peace.
Drop the mic.
Because you stole my fucking mic stand.
Times change, Mickey D turned into Rabucho. Keep my feet up, drink
You're a TA guy. What the hell happened here, Rob? Look at this. Are you muted?
Yeah, you are.
What the fuck were you trying to show me? I couldn't read it. I'm blind.
What's the mic here?
Smoking on the island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously.
If it was market, it was going back. I don't know.
Say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bag. Said she ready for the next, I won't not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face. But we can fuck up that pretty lady. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, it's just so crazy.
You know, when you say hola, I can put the echo outside. So you win on here, but they hear. They hear the
Shit I
hola.
can't do, baby. I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D turned into
like a little,
Rabucho. Kick my feet up, drink
keep it there.
leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my
look, the
phone.
Cosmo thing is
Times
what we're
change,
talking
Mickey
about.
D turned into Rabucho. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Question marks along your brain, wonder if you should try again. Look at me inside your braces. Can't focus when we face to face. Plenty things I could go say. Name a place I go and pay at. Said she want no boo. Been around the world, plenty things I can show you. Taking flights to GA for our soul food.
No, you're
Gotta
not
pay
muted.
1K for GA at my shows too. Keep it 1K
Somebody
with my
said no,
fans,
you're
even
not
in my
muted.
lows, ooh. That's why I'm back. Show your man the
Yeah,
things
we're
I
live.
showed you.
Yeah, man.
Tell your man how I used to hold
One, two.
you. But I won't hold
You know what I think it
Your
is?
man is lame and all I spoke is true. Life won't smoke for you. That sadness comes with cope too. This madness come with shit that's overdue. You strong with yourself, nobody else holding you. But
One,
I
two.
ain't holding you. You the one I need when I'm off that perk or two. Hit that
One,
thing
two.
early, got your sleep like
They
curve
put
for
this
you.
mic is
All
on.
these lame ass bitches I curve for you. These packs and pearls I burn with you.
Yeah,
It's
but
up now, baby, it's stuck.
we're no
They
mute.
can look, but they cannot. They gon' hate, so I keep that tucked. All this ice on me like pucks. I work hard, don't need no luck. Only thing I need is my Glock. When there's bread, these birds gon' flock. When they dead, I let them rot. I ain't tryna leave you up, I said stop waiting. And I don't got time for these pussy fuckers playing. You gotta read between the lines that I am saying. Ain't got no time for no more